Sides all turn to ash, so slow, and blew away as I collapsed, so cold. A black wind took them away from sight, and now the darkness over day that night, and the clouds above move closer, looking so dissatisfied, but the heartless wind kept blowing, blowing. I used to be my own protection, but not now, 'cause my path has lost direction somehow. A black wind took you away from sight, and now the darkness over day that night, and the clouds above move closer, looking so dissatisfied, and the ground below grew colder as they put you down inside, but the heartless wind kept blowing, blowing. So now you're gone, and I was wrong. I never knew what it was like to be alone on a Valentine's Day, on a Valentine's Day, on a Valentine's Day, on a Valentine's Day. On a Valentine's Day, I used to be my own protection, but not now. On a Valentine's Day, 'cause my heart has lost on a Valentine's Day. On a Valentine's Day, I used to be my own protection, but not now. On a Valentine's Day, 'cause my heart has lost on a Valentine's Day somewhere.
And we are live. 1 second. Alright, now we are live, and I just turned off my chat. Great. I'm good at this. Totally. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, welcome, welcome. Best to see you in here. This girl that messaged me like a few minutes before the stream, and yeah, it's forgetting that it was Friday, so that's funny. It's okay. I was asleep like not even 10 minutes ago. Well, I wasn't asleep, I was napping, and y'all know how I feel about naps. And if you don't know how I feel about naps, they freak me out because I wake up all panicky. And I have a red, like, no signal. That means do not disturb. That usually means I have it on a stream day, or my status is FML. I love naps. I'm glad you do. I do not. They fuck me up. And welcome to stream, by the way. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while since I haven't been here a long time. I haven't streamed that properly in a long time. But that is true. You have not been here in a long time. I don't remember the last time you Well, I mean, it tells me. Um, yeah, it tells me. Send my message. Yeah, I know. It's fine. So this stream is going to be a bit more channel related. So this isn't gonna really be beginner friendly like my normal streams are, because I just make characters usually, and that's probably what you guys are missing. I can speak. Sorry. That's probably what you guys are used to. But sometimes I do rankings of my own stuff, which is stuff that involves my videos or stuff that involves my OCs. This is a little bit of both. I did this 2 times in a row on the pretty much the same day, either the 13th or the 14th or whenever my stream day falls. So I figured, why not do it for another time since last time I did this, my fucking tier list decided to delete itself. So I don't have the the last stream, and the reason why I redid it to begin with was because the original stream was blocked. So this has kind of become a bit of a tradition. It wasn't meaning to, but nor do I necessarily. I mean, I don't mind doing these streams. It is a little nerve wracking, especially when certain people show up, because I get very flustered and embarrassed easily. When it's just my viewers and people that I know aren't gonna really judge me, I'm fine. But when certain people show up, it gets a little awkward. Just like just doing tier lists or watching my own videos or stuff. That stuff gets really fucking awkward. But I'm gonna set up some music. I'm gonna should have probably did the the tier list thing properly. You know, actually opened everything. But you don't know me. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that at all. I'm going to steal a blanket from my cat because my cat's here. I think. Is my cat here? Yeah, he is. He's partly the reason why I took a nap because he was just laying on me. I couldn't move. Yeah. Well, hi. 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 You're looking at me. Hi. Yeah. So I'm gonna set up. I will get the music set up and I will hopefully try and balance it. I also noticed this headset is a lot louder than my old one, even though it's practically the same. My cat is laying on me right now. Aw. So, which I know that probably doesn't mean much to y'all, because y'all are always complaining that I'm just quiet, which I'm sorry, I can't help that. And for the people that missed my last stream, I am not at home right now, so I am going to be quieter during my time up here usually, because this isn't my room. For to catch slightly people up to speed, and for the people that weren't here when I did my face cam live stream, where was very interesting and why I also don't do it often. My house might have slightly caught fire and it's in repairs right now, so I'm staying at what I call the other house, which is my grandparents' house. And I have a little area set up so I can do videos and stream and stuff. The internet's not the greatest up here, but so far we're okay. So yeah, that is. There you go, you're up to speed. And yes, everyone is fine. Had I never knew whose house it was. That's right. I, because I call it just the other house. I've never really. Well, I'm very private, so I use a lot of code words. So that's probably why. On a Valentine's Day. On a Valentine's Day. Okay. We. You told them. Well, they're not gonna understand what the other house means, so I should just probably be honest that I'm staying at. It's not like I can say the Mephiles household. Y'all won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I have to be upfront about it. Might as well. I don't want people going back and watching the other stream. I mean, you can. It's just it's me on face cam, so I'm awkward as fuck. Um, for like 5 hours. All right. Is the music heard? I don't know. It says it is, and it says it's not. Is it heard? Is it too loud? Too quiet? This song's kind of quiet. Probably not the greatest song to start with, but that's what the randomized shows, I think. I'm pretty sure this is not after Valentine's Day. You can even find Valentine's Day. The reason why I'm also so late is just I was looking for fucking Valentine's Day. I can hear it slightly. Okay, well, slightly is better than overpowering. Now it's gonna get louder. So, is that too loud? It's very quiet on my end, but I want it that way. No. Come again? Is this busted or something? That's really high. I don't have my earbuds to check for myself. Hello, stream, welcome. I guess I'll leave it there. I'm still getting used to this whole audio thing. Alright. I need to pull up my channel just in case for reasons. I also updated the main tier list, so I added some characters. Not many, just a few that... Because there haven't really been any characters that have been introduced this yet. Now I can definitely say there will be. Because y'all know me, I'm always making fucking stories and shit. Why do I have to open? Am I okay? No, the answer is no. Don't even need to debate that one. Also, Bestit, your color actually matches the default in chat for your mod color, so it's fun. Alright. Sometimes. Fitting. Very fitting. Oh god, that's too loud. I'm not used to this. Okay. I've been told I can't really be heard much. So, there's that. Encoding overload. Shut the fuck up. Alright. I'm gonna assume that that's fine. I don't know. It shows very loud on my end. But I don't know. I don't know if... Does this affect it? Maybe it does. Hold up. Turn it down. Turn it down. No, that's... I have 3 different fucking audio adjusters. So, I don't know if that does anything. I guess this is the best way to test it. I don't know. I don't know if that's just why is my phone off? The fuck? This is why I need to start fucking streaming early. You know, like fucking 30 minutes earlier, just so by the time I get to the actual thing I want to get to, I'm not. It is stream time. Just fucking start streaming at 4 something. By 5, I'm already at the thing I want to get to. Some would say this is called stalling, but I'm not stalling. I'm just an idiot. I'll leave it there. Y'all can yell at me if it's, you know, bad. Anyway. On applications. There we go. Alright, so for people that don't know what this is a tier list of basically all the specific like couples or ships that are on the channel, which are some that are made by me, made by my viewers, or just things I can joke about and never want to fucking see. There are a lot of funny references because sometimes sometimes the characters in videos will make a stupid joke or something, and I just run with it. So it's just a bunch of fun for me, honestly. And I get to express what I would never want to see in my life. Like, most obvious ones. So. That's what this is. I'm just gonna have a good time. And I will tell you some tidbits if there's anything that's, you know, any things about. So, hi, Avril. You're here early. Let me just balance the music so I can hear it, but it's not overpowering me, like, on my end. Everything because you messed me up. Don't know how much you screwed it up. You never listen, that's just too bad. So I did this last year, I think, or the year before, I don't remember. So these are basically my tiers here. We're kind of starting off with the best one first, and then there's obviously the rest. So one of the years this wasn't a tier. I decided to add this last year. This has always been a tier. This wasn't a tier in the first one. This one is in the second. And we'll get to legendary, trust me. Usually I add it when we get there, but I've done this fucking 2 times. I might as well not stall with fucking fighting with the tiers. Yeah, and this just basically means they're just horrible people. Very simple. And with the channel that has fucking 5 years of content, we're at 5 years? What the fuck? There's gonna be a lot on here. I've also updated this, so there are newer entries. I'm gonna scroll through it. You guys can't see it, because I don't want you to see it. But, yeah. So, the obvious here, I also did not update their designs, as you can see, because Moonlight has blonde hair here. I'm back, welcome back. So, this is my personal favorite, just out of everyone. This is Shade, this is Moonlight. Shade's not my character, but Moonlight is. They have been pretty much together on the channel, like, since the beginning. So people don't really get to see them come together like I did. Because they were a story off of YouTube, and I brought it onto YouTube, for whatever fucking reason. But They're my personal favorite. And I don't care what people say about them, especially Moonlight. They're perfect. They have their issues, don't get me wrong, but they straight up belong together. They were made for each other. Which is really funny, since it's not how it kind of started out. Shade was a complete curveball to my entire story, honestly. My friend created this strange character, and she kind of set that in motion, so. But, they're my favorite. I should have put them, like, lower down. Like, I moved some of these down, but. What is playing? I know it's second-hand scars, I should have guessed. Moving on! Well, these two are broken up right now. Scar and Lucy. One of... They're not the longest couple, because they're 2020, early 2020. You know, looking back at, like, those old screenshots in, like, February and stuff, going back, God, the early 2020 was so fucking different. We had spring, and then it just went to hell. And I ain't talking about the fucking big thing that everyone talks about for 2020. I mean, my life went to hell. Yeah, that is an interesting time to look back. And probably where I can contribute a lot of the issues I have today because of that. So that's fun. So, in their original thing, they were in, like, stay together because they were having problems when they were officially broken up. But obviously, they're broken up, so they're going in would have to go, because I think they would come back together. But their fates and being demons and stuff. Because one thing about Scar is he actually respects Lucy. You don't see him do the shit that he does to Moonlight to Lucy. Not that Lucy would allow that. Lucy's a lot of a different personality than Moonlight is. Less easy to manipulate. So. But I think, I mean, I'm also the creator of a lot of these stories. I'm not the creator on all of them. Sometimes I'm just following them. But for Scar, I'm the creator of Scar, and Lucy is my friend. Her character, once again. Which, a lot of the characters that we paired together, like, in the beginning, are ones that kind of stuck around. I would have never guessed that Moonlight and Shade would become, like, this big thing that... But I always made Moonlight to be a character that just stuck around. She was around for a while before she got her spotlight. But before that, and before Scar, and before Lucy, and all the demons, we have these two. And I've recently focused on a video with them. So this is Eiley, and this is Mason. Now this story might sound familiar, okay? Purple girl meets red color scheme boy. The red color scheme boy was with a pink color scheme girl. That was horrible and left him. And he got together with the color scheme purple girl. I'm laughing because that's literally the story. Except Eiley's not as trauma-filled as Moonlight. Eiley is slightly... She has a twin, and she was separated from her twin, and she spent her entire life, pretty much, searching for her twin, because her twin got hit by a car and got separated from their family. So, and forgot about Eiley. So Eiley goes on this whole mission trying to find Illy. Illy calls her once and then just fucking, like, ignores her for a boy that she met. Illy is so, like, self-centered. I mean, I like Illy. She's cool, but to her sister, to her twin, that spent the whole amount of her pretty much over like teenage years searching for her. Because obviously they're a lot older now, and when I made them, they're probably like, I don't know if they, no, because they were younger though. So let's say like 15 or 16. Because I'm pretty sure Moonlight's older than, just a little bit older than them. Because also Nicole was like 16 or 17, closer to 18, which we will get to in a minute. I don't think they're too far down, but yeah, she's just, yeah, their story is something. But they're one of my favorites too. I'm glad to finally showcase them on the channel again, because the last time they were seen, besides iHeart technically, because Mason shows up in text there, they really haven't appeared since In Pieces. And that was a redo of the story that I did with the song In Pieces a while back. I should also mention, I usually send out a link on Discord. I'm not doing it this time. I don't want people showing up. Because I'm shy when it comes to this stuff. So I'm just, on the off chance that certain people could get a notification, I'm choosing not to do that. Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting. Mason and Eiley are also the first. My first ever couple was Lilith and Jackson, but, Illy and Mason were like the start. Especially with me and my friend pairing characters together. Which, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, Mason also has a little sister who is a little bit different than the dynamic with Shade and Sophie. But they're kind of both just like, either there for their brother or just fucking want to annoy the shit out of him. Which is funny. Which is actually the character of I'm pretty sure Carter and Kyra also have that relationship. Kyra more just annoys Carter, but Sophie and Midori are a little bit more tame in comparison. Going into a relationship that's not seen that much. Gloria and Claude. So Gloria is the adoptive oldest daughter of Moonlight and Shade. She was found like, it wasn't on the street or like an alleyway, but it was like it's like that boat background, I guess. Like the dock. It's like in the ruins kind of picture, so. Wherever you would show that, she was found in ruins. And she was abandoned by her actual mother. She has a sister, so their mother kept her sister, but got rid of her. Gloria has a fucked up story too. I'm not surprised that she is kind of a mess right now. During the time of Moonlight and Shade's original breakup, Gloria kind of got into like well, Gloria's a bit young, so they didn't really get into a relationship, but they started slightly seeing each other when they got a little bit older. They started dating, and they're fine. Gloria's a bit of a mess, but they are just solid. I just threw a laser pointer. You know, I really should not be shaking that, because that attracts, like, every cat in the fucking house, and I'm not even joking about that. Don't ask how many cats are in the house. Except my cat. It doesn't attract my cat. My cat is chilling over there. Yeah, so, not really much to say about them, or Claw, to be honest. I remember my friend coming on here and being like, I forgot he existed. I'm like, yeah. I'm not surprised. I haven't really showcased him either, so. I'm not surprised he's not that memorable. I think he's fine, but I don't really focus. Like, certain stories I don't really focus the relationships. Like, some of these characters are just in relationships and you never hear about them. I think the prime example for that is like Cinnamon. She's in a relationship, but it's really not seen much. I think that's because I just always kept losing Abel's code. I think that might be it. Because I'd always lose April and Abel's code. But regardless. So this is Illy. And this is the guy she met that she blew off her sister in the mental institution for. Great sister right here. They're chill. Miles is only, or Zanuck is only mentioned. They're also in the image, in Loser Like Me, the ending image of that. Which, if y'all don't know that image, I made like every character, practically every character that my friend. And I made it like, I cut it off like before Gacha Club, but there's a lot of characters on that image. And I do have all their codes still, so. But that is more one of those important. He has a double name because my friend decided to either show an image where his name was Miles or Zanuck. So I just did a double name. Because that's what you do when your friend can't decide on or forgets what name they gave him. And you never catch up with them. So you don't know what their actual name actually was. Because you never asked. Because it never came up. They don't really focus much on the story, to be honest. We talked about Illy. Illy had more of like an arc of her dating someone that her sister dated, and then he was kind of like I guess more like a rebound. And for once, Illy did not know this guy, so. But they've kind of just stayed together. Haven't really focused on them at all. I don't even think Miles has even been seen in a video, has he? I don't think so. But this is mostly for me, this isn't for other people to do, so yeah. Yeah. So that's why some of these you won't recognize because you've never seen them, which we will be getting to those shortly. That one is slightly iffy. But if you've been to the stream before, you recognize all these pictures. Ah, yes. My favorite couple isn't on here. No. Ah, yes. The main characters. The characters that set for frickin' ATC in motion. A toxic complimentary. Hi, hello, I'm Shimo. Welcome. Now, originally they were in sit together because they are slightly toxic, but they're completely separated right now. So, especially with like the events of the recent videos. So. I say it would definitely happen again because they can't stay apart from each other and they've already gone through a breakup and got back together, so it probably would happen again. Despite Mishka's fucking stubbornness and Chrome's stupidity. Why is Legendary at the bottom? Because it's saved for one specific thing. And you won't be here to see it, I can tell you that much. But Babs here knows all about that tier. Funny enough, that tier is kind of what started the whole friendship. Except there's only other tier list. Yeah, main characters. Nisha, Chrome. I plan to do a lot more with them, so stay tuned. I worked on a video with them recently. So. Yep, there she is. Alright, moving on. You also have a double name. I said this in the other one too. When I look at it, I'm like, you have a double name. But do I remember what that double name was? No. No, I do not. This is Millie. Not to be confused with my acquaintance that goes by Millie. This is not the same character. This has one L. She appeared like magic. She did. So this is Ethan Millie, I think. So, for people that this is some go all the way back to 2018. There were characters like Myrtle Lilith, Nicole. Well, Nicole's kind of slightly after Luna and Lily. Lily created a character called Millie to go along with like Myrtle and Lilith. That's kind of where kind of Illy comes from too. As you can see, they have similar naming. My friend loved to do like end in Y names. Just always here. Yes, yes she is. They're old. They're very old. I think I don't remember exactly when Ethan came into the picture, but Millie's an old character. I know they're so Millie is best friends with Lilith. And Millie is also best friends with a demon called Kayla, which Lilith kind of gets jealous of because they're supposed to be best friends, not the other way around. She got over herself, but she did get a little bit jealous there. But this came from a Lilith arc that was going on in the story, and Millie kind of just dropped the fact that she was dating somebody, and we didn't see him for a while. Until like the Valentine's Day ball, I think. So, but he has a double name. I don't remember what it is. I might be using his double name. I don't know. Sometimes if the names are a little too generic and nobody knows their name, I have switched them a little bit. But Ethan, I didn't switch because he was actually kind of important. Now we get to the other characters. Yeah, I did switch their names. Mostly because either I know someone called that, or it's a very common name that if somebody joins here, I don't want them to be confused. Now I can't help the fact that my friend chose generic names and I chose generic names at first, but I do try to avoid that nowadays. Oh boy, this couple, hi. So, I can't get a straight answer on how people feel about these two. Anytime I've asked, I get literally no answer other than, I'll say it right now, fucking Nicole's a bitch. And Molly's like the sweetest thing. So Molly is the character Lily's sister. Yeah, you think it'd be Millie, but no, it's Molly. Sorry, there's a loud fucking motorcycle outside. I hate being next to a road, I really do. Anyway. So, Nicole's back from like 2018. Same with Molly, I'm pretty sure. Molly's like 2018 or 2019, I think. Molly was kind of introduced as like a slightly I think she was like a one-up like to Lily. She was kind of a brat, I know that. And I think I'm trying to remember on the spot, but I'm pretty sure her fucking lore was that she left Lily to die in a forest. Which, what the fuck? my friend had interesting stories as well. And she kind of just over time redeemed herself, and then she met Nicole and they became a bit friends. But then they became a bit more than friends. And now they are still together. I have not done much with them in the recent years, other than a few, like, famous or, but I haven't done the follow-up, so I will eventually be getting back around to them, but they're not number one on my priority right now. But Nicole's a fun character, but she really is a bitch. The funny thing is, Nicole is actually kind of based off of someone I used to talk to. Cause we all had like different, like we all had different like personas or like names, or like different variants of the characters. Like, my friend had different variants of Lily and Myrtle and Lilith, and then because she used it for her series, and then Nicole, quote unquote, had versions of her and our characters, and same with the girl, quote unquote, Lilith. So they are my characters. It's just they are technically imagined from somebody else, which I do not talk to any of those people anymore, especially I would say especially the Nicole girl. Mostly because we didn't hit it off at all the first time around. My friend became close with her and they started talking on like Hangouts, I think. Now, the interesting about that is to get on Hangouts, I actually made that girl's account, so I have her account that is just fucking inactive. Because it was mine. I made it for her, so I just took it back. Yeah, and we don't talk. I don't even know where she is, but she was slightly older than us. She was an odd one. And like, she, I think, had like I think her character that her literal character dated was also called Molly. It was a weird coincidence. I think she did it on purpose, but because it seemed like she was always matching the character, except in different ways. It was a very interesting time. Yeah, I don't talk to any of those girls anymore. It was just something that happened in like 2018, 2019. One of them even went to my brother's channel and got me in trouble. And then she just, stopped talking to me. Actually, no, we mutually agreed that it would be best. So, there is that. I don't think I've ever said that before on here, so there you go. There's some new pieces of information for you. That's an old one. Also an old story. This is the same story that Illy and Mason come from. So this is Betty, not the ugly Betty. Not to be confused with the ugly Betty. So this is Betty, and this is Husky. I always confuse Husky and fucking Fang. So they're just kind of together, and you can't exactly leave. They've been dating for a while, so I'm just gonna put them there. They're probably gonna be the most lighthearted one on here, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have much to say about them. Yeah. Not much to say about them, but they're from the same story these are. Technically all of these are from like 2018, 2019 friends or whatever. But yeah. I also want to say that I never really paired Nicole or Molly with someone else, so I just keep them together even if they are a little bit toxic. It's a story. And Molly knows what she signed up for. She chooses to run the game, so. Nicole's a bitch. That's about it. Another old one. Autumn and Callie. Now this one is on the channel. So Autumn here was shown in Seasons, and she's also in, what is it? It's probably do oldest beginning here. What's your color? Yeah, she's in here. She's the second OC in there. Because it's me, not important, and then it's Autumn. Which I like Autumn. Autumn is a weird character. She's like very out there. She likes to go upside down a lot. Like she says that a lot, and that was her whole thing. It's like, do you want to go upside down with me? And Callie's like this. Well, Callie's actually like in the story she's like homeless. So she's just kind of chilling at the parks and stuff. And Autumn just approaches her. Callie plays a part in Illy and Eileen's story, mostly just because she went to the DJ Molly concert. Well, show. It wasn't exactly a concert, it was like a DJ thing because she's a DJ. But, so she plays a part there. There's not really much to say about that. I do plan to use them on the channel more, but what has been established is Callie is very much straight. Autumn is trying to figure out what the hell she is, but she has a crush on Callie here. So I've maybe considered them, but mostly due to the fact that I just went, hello, we can stream a pop. Mostly just due to the fact of how much I feel like this has been pushed on me over the years, especially in the earlier years. I wouldn't say that personally I haven't really dealt with this like, on my streams or anything in like a couple years, but I'm just gonna say now that scene is so fucking overwhelming. And back, welcome back. Which I will be talking about that. But so we're just gonna put them in no, because maybe I consider at one point, but I like the idea that Callie should. I think Callie not being interested is a lot more interesting than her just being interested, because she's out there, like Autumn is out there and bubbly and stuff, and Callie's very more shut off, reserved. And God, that dynamic has been done to fucking death. So I didn't want to do that. So I didn't. I do need to go back to their story, which I will eventually. I will eventually. Have a good night. All right. Nice to meet you. Appreciate it. Nice having you here. Have a good night as well, or day, wherever your time zone leaves you. Yeah, not too much I can say about that, other than so far we've had legitimate characters, like actual couples and ships like this. I haven't really had to explain myself on the odd ones just to have a bit of fun. So this is Mia. So Mia actually looks, well, what's actually funny about Mia here, because this is Husky and Mia. Mia is chemicals keep me under control. Mia here is actually Betty's sister, and she's also that's cool. I got distracted. She was actually a indirect redesign because I made this character for the bakery, which is also the video that Leonard found me on. I made her for the bakery, and I wasn't expecting her to be so similar to a character I already had. So I just decided to make her that character instead, since she was already a character, and she had played a part in that story. Because Autumn and Kalia both interacted, so it made sense to include a character that already existed instead of a new one. Now the other characters in that are new, except for Callie, obviously. But that's an off-channel thing, and that's just been a thing. But apparently it will never happen because we're in 2026, and that was all the way back in 2019. I don't know. That might have been 2018. That might have been 2018. Here's another old one. So around the time that Nicole and Molly's arc was going around, I don't remember her name. Fuck. I know she's Elaine. I don't remember her name. Why am I blanking on her name? And I don't have a document to help me. So Elaine's a wolf, and the light, like dirty blonde girl is like a cat. In the story, where she had like a little white tail, I think, but I decided to make it brown here. I've never shown these characters on the channel. I do like them though, and they are cute, but I don't. What the fuck is her name? I usually forget Elaine's name. I don't forget the other one, because I like the other one better. So why am I blanking on the one I like? What? They will appear on the channel eventually. They're friends with Nicole and Molly, so they're probably one of the strongest female couples I have, which is honestly not a lot. Trying to scroll back to if I have an image of them, but I don't think I do. Maybe. I don't remember when I made. If I made them specifically for the. Wait, no, no, wait, no. No, I didn't. Hold up. Maybe I do have them in the random screenshots thing. Because they were on the thing when I made characters on stream. I spun a wheel and I made characters on stream that have already been made. Why the fuck is this song playing? Okay. Sure. That totally works. I like the song, it's just... That's why I don't remember her name. Her name's Valerie. Ha, so that's Elena Valerie. Don't know how I forgot her name, but she goes by Val. I have a lot of Valerie variants. For some reason, Valerie was just a name I went with, like, in 2018, 2019. I don't know why. I just did. Because Eiley has a friend called Valerie, which is spelled L-L-E-R-Y, and then spelled A-L-R-I-E. I'm pretty sure. So. Yeah. But I made them on stream a while ago, so I knew I had them because I have them in. I have a random screenshots folder, and right now it's kind of filled with ornaments, or a scary image that my friend sent me. But it also has like all the characters I made because I post them on my community tab and give like tidbits about them. Yeah. I will probably show them. I also just need a good song that would fit them. That's not something I absolutely despise, which is slightly hard to find. So you'll always see it eventually, but they're fine. These are still not characters, boy. So these are cameos. This is Carrie C, or Carrot Cake. And that's Feral. These are only cameos in the Christmas special, I believe. I don't think they've ever appeared again. I don't really have much to say about them. I was gonna eventually do a video. I don't know if that will ever come to be, honestly. It was supposed to be like a one-off thing, but I never went through with it. I left my bestie hanging on that one. Because she knows about these characters. Well, one of these characters. She knows about Gracie. Obviously, it's implied, so we're just gonna throw it in there and not talk about it. Okay. Another old one. 2018? Not 2018. 2019 or 2020. I don't remember what year Paige's story was. It was either 2019 or early 2020. I remember one day, it was like 9 a.m. and we started like Gacha, which is just sending screenshots back and forth to each other. And we went the entire fucking day, like I would not hear from her for like 2 hours. And then I just get a freaking screenshot. We just continued that story just throughout the entire fucking day. It's crazy. Like, usually she had like a curfew or like something. Or be like, oh, I have to go or something. Or something came up. But no, that day we just spent the entire fucking day. That story goes so late. But this is kind of part of it. So this is... Sorry, I'm distracted. It's up from the bottom. So this is Cameo, and the girl here is... Did I ever give her a name on the channel? Because I know what her other name is, but I don't know if she actually has the name that I think she has. So her original name is Flame. But I took that away because Blaze's sister is called Flame. And I didn't want double names. I don't know if I took it away. The best way to do this is go to the fucking image and look at all the names. It's inside my pocket. Oh, my breath is blue. Feeling like crushed inside a socket. Wrestling into you. Waking up without a name, opening my eyes, knowing nothing's gonna change. Circling around a drain as I realize that there's no one else to blame. You keep me waiting down here so far. Okay, yeah, she did change it. Yeah, her name's Carolee. Because Flame is Blaze's sister. She never exactly had a name. But I had a music video, and I used like IBIS Paint in it. And it was like this whole put together thing. and I lost it. So they are in a music video that's completely lost. But basically, the girl's crushing on him. But he has a girlfriend. So, probably at one point, I don't think I would do that story nowadays, I don't know. It's been considered, so I'll put it there. Won't say much else. First instance of something that's mentioned in the story, which is Sable, which is Nicole's ex-best friend, also modeling partner, with Allie, who was also a bitch. Allie was very different than how she looks here. See, she actually looks good here. Her original design, she was basically like a spoiled brat. She was that character. And she was as ugly as you think she'd be. But over time, she came to her senses, and she was also enemies with Millie. Because Millie's like a tomboy, and she's like a girl to the extreme. They became friends after Sable was pretty much humiliated because she wore a wig for many years. Mostly because she has a condition where she just loses hair, she gets too stressed. So instead of wearing her botched hair, she would wear a wig. Which people thought she was just a fucking bitch for most of the time because she would get on Nicole and try and cause problems. But turns out she's actually a better character than Nicole. Don't get me wrong, I like Nicole. But she is just, she's very mean. She's a hard one to be around. So, the joke is that, in the story that Nicole makes is Sable's not straight, that she has a crush for her best friend. Which is just not true. They are just best friends. They both dated other people at other times, but I think at one point there was maybe a hint that could be something more there, but we didn't really go past it. I just kind of make the joke now, which you're gonna see a lot of that where, like, especially the two girl best friends just being put in like a joke or things I don't want to see, because that is so heavily focused on, especially in the music video space. It's just very overwhelming. And then since this is like 5 years of channel related stuff, you're gonna see a lot of that. And the only time I ever did that was I guess Nicole and Molly back in 2019. And that was before the channel, so. Now, when I say before the channel, I mean before this channel. Technically, this channel was created in 2019, but I didn't start posting until like October 2020. So, when I say before the channel, I just mean that. Because I've been doing YouTube for, well, since I was 8, so do the math. We got backpack and fuck up here. I didn't know so. Yeah, so. You'll be seeing it, but it's also just me shutting down a lot of that. Because I also think, like, if these characters were on any other channel, that is what people would go for. But I am very traditional, as if you could believe it or not. And I do what the fuck I want. So, which I will get more into that. So yeah, no. That's the first instance of that, but there is gonna be more of that, I can promise you that. there's gonna be some inside jokes here too. I'm talking a lot more than I did in the second one, I'm noticing. I was watching that back slightly. But I am just talking. So, Scar's parents. Scar, Isabella, and Trixie's parents. This would not happen again. If you've seen them in videos, you know that Mia Bell does not give a shit. She followed her fate, and that is it. And their fate is to be apart now, so she follows her fate. They have names, by the way. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but they do have names. It's in the description. For my sake, I believe. Yeah, not much to say there. Now, it would happen again if Muriel actually, you know. But she's the reason why I couldn't happen again. She is not very friendly. She visits her kids every 7 years, and that's about it. Okay. Have you hit her on the channel? Hi, Star. So this is Star, and this guy is called Helix. In the original story, Star here, very young Star, has a crush on this guy, and they were in school. But Star's life turned upside down, and he hasn't seen her since. He doesn't know what happened to her. And obviously she doesn't know if he still cares about her. And I don't think she would care anyway, because no one else seemed to care. So, for now, they're completely lost, because Star just doesn't exist anymore. She's pretty much dead, so she's not the Star that he once knew. Now, would they interact again? They might come in contact. But it would not be the same Star that he once knew. But he's shown in Not Afraid to Fight, and I don't remember if he's shown briefly in Show and Tell. I don't think he is, so yeah. Star's not really a character to, well, nowadays, Star is not really a character to be focused on a relationship. Well, she is in a relationship, but we'll get to that. But she did once have a crush. Doesn't know if it reciprocates. It don't matter. But what we don't know if reciprocates is, when I asked my audience, is here's Paige and Carter. I was talking about Carter earlier because he has a sister who loves to change his music into shit that he does not like. I focus on their story occasionally. It's not that often, but so the thing about Paige was she was a bully. She decided to, with her friend Allie, that she would just become awful to be popular because she just wanted to be popular. So she just decided bullying is the best way to do that. I don't know why. They had fake names and everything. It was fucking stupid. It was actually pretty funny. But she came across somebody new in the neighborhood who just moved in. She had just moved in, like, not too long ago, to be closer to her long-distance best friend. And she completely changed her tune. She ditched being that mean person that she wanted to become, all because she met a certain box. So so Paige is she's not a bad character, like, in the story. She's just stupid. I think the best way to put it is that her job as a younger sister is she tries to piss him off too by doing stuff that agitates him. But they get along. But people don't know if this reciprocates, and honestly, I don't know because the joke has been made in the story, but it was never established, and my friend and I never picked up the story again. So I'm kind of running blind on this one. I can't answer the question on this one. I really can't. I can go by the clues given off in the story, but I did do a poll one day saying if I should break the original boundaries of said story in that one. So it's possible that one day fucking Paige will actually confess. But I'd be lying if I said that I didn't like these two together. I'd just be straight lying. I like them in the story and I like them on the channel. I remember specifically rock and roll being the thumbnail that I was like, oh yeah, this looks great. Like, I don't remember all my making of my thumbnails, but rock and roll just stuck with me. I was trying to replicate like the Crush thumbnail too. I remember the Crush one. And I was like, yeah, this is looking good. Obviously, I got a lot better at making thumbnails the more years I've been on here. But I remember thinking just like, yeah, I'm actually doing this. This is something I will actually can do. It was a nice feeling. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very nice feeling. Tell me how you feel this week. Are you cursed? Are you blessed? Are you still inside the mess? And back to Eileen's story. So this is her ex-boyfriend now, with her best friend at the time, which her name is Bunny. Not to be confused with another character that goes by the nickname Bunny. This is just Bunny. They're just kind of awful. They're still together, I'm pretty sure. So, they're fine. They're just kind of horrible people in general. So, there's not really much to say about them. Other than, I actually fucked up a detail about Kylie and Bang's story, which was, she says they dated for like 6 months, and it was more like a year. So, she completely forgot, I guess. Here's the other part of the story of In Pieces. It was actually never established. Well, actually, I remember I asked my friend if he was dead or not, and she's like, no. I'm like, okay, because we kind of left on a cliffhanger of just him getting demolished. So I remember asking her, just like, is he dead? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, good. That means a little sister is not a murderer. But I just have another story where one of the things. She's like, because Bailey in the story literally says that he's dead, so I just kept it as she thinks he's dead. And it's probably better that way. But this would not happen again. Because there was a lot to that, so. Which I don't know if I have all the variants, but probably not, because there's just a lot. Now this one, consider this the Stormy of my friend's characters. So this is Greya, and this was for the Valentine's Day ball. Now Greya hasn't really been seen on the channel. So, Greya is a dark angel. another name. I'm not gonna lie, that I changed it because it is just too awkward. So yeah, his name's Ivan. And my friend don't use these characters anyway, so she don't fucking remember. She could be here and be like, I didn't remember his name anyway. Because she doesn't have access to those screenshots. I do. Her account was deleted. So, she can't access anything. She can on Hangouts. But this wasn't on Hangouts. This was on Messenger. And there's not much to say about them. Greya was kind of just like a Stormy copy, to be honest, but Greya's like Stormy's best friend. So, there's really not much to say about her. She's just fine. Let's make it curious. Let's take it off for the fame. Valentine or Cat. Here's Glory's enemy. She has kind of like this similar personality to like Sophie. She's very trickster. She likes pranks. Valentine and Glory met Clar at the same time. So it was kind of hinted that she likes him, but obviously Clar is with Glory, so he would never. But it was just a kind of a hint. I do need to involve Valentine. Now you will see her in the mini movie actually. And I think y'all saw her in the Halloween thing. If I remember correctly, because that's where the two-parter Light and Shades break up. Because that's where that takes place. It takes place after Halloween. So I'm pretty sure that's where she's seen. But she hasn't been seen in a while. So there is some tidbits for you. She is Glory's enemy. Which is funny, they're like frenemies. And she's friends with Sophie. There's Eiley and Fang. That would never happen again. Oh god. Now this might look familiar. So this is Shade's ex-girlfriend. She doesn't have a name. In the story, she does not have a name. I just call her Petty because she's fucking petty. Now in the story, she was never seen again after I think an image. So the only thing of her in the story is just an image. She's not seen at all. I just decided to bring her on the channel to be a nuisance. Because I thought it would be funny. Give Shade something to deal with. Do I even need to elaborate? I don't think I need to. Now, since she got thrown off screen, she has not been back. So, you might think he got rid of her, but she'll be back, I can promise you that. She's a very determined cat, to say the least. Unfortunately. Yeah. That would not happen, at all. Snowy and Nicole. Snowy is Nicole's one of Nicole's ex-girlfriends, and it would not happen again. Because even though, well, not that Nicole is loyal to Molly, she doesn't care about her, and Snowy is dating someone else, so it would not happen again. And in the story, Nicole used to flirt with her. Nicole's something. Somehow people like her. And she's a part of the main friendship group. reason I call her a bitch, other than the fact that she's not really nice to her girlfriend, is she hates, and I mean like despises Moonlight. She just goes for the throat with her. And she's kind of the reason when they got kicked out of the friendship group to begin with, because they kept fighting, and everyone took Nicole's side and not Moonlight, since Moonlight kind of just showed up randomly, and she's always been slightly weird and awkward and very closed off. So. And Nicole is also good friends with a certain angel named Ghost Girl. Here's a bit of an older one. Phoenix having a crush on Scar that has been around for quite a while. I've always like had it as a thing of her having a crush on him, but I don't think I really considered it. Maybe? I don't remember, honestly. Maybe I did. I don't think so, because I guess it would have been before Lucy came in the picture, though, I think. I don't know. Lucy kind of showed up randomly. Lucy was introduced the same day as Dora. Dora was introduced. Same with Zodiac, I'm pretty damn sure. And along with another yellow demon. I broke the chains. Whoops! No, maybe I'll fix this. That's fine. It's just the keychain to the laser light. Yeah, Phoenix lives with Roxanne and Raven. And her whole thing is that if you anger her, you can't really calm her down. But for some reason, Scar can be the one to calm her down. So. These are background characters in the video season, so I'm sure. They're fine, don't have anything to say about it. They're on the channel, though. These characters are from the video Lemons, I think. This girl's called Lemon. I don't remember what his name is. It don't really fucking matter what it is. This was before I became friends with the girl called Lemon. So, I just chose Lemon as a name because that was the theme of the song. That would not happen again. Here's cameos, girlfriend. I think I said a lot about them last time. I don't want to say too much about them this time. It's okay, I can do this, hold it. No, I didn't even name him, the thing. Huh. Well, I don't know your name. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know your name. Anyway, this is Emma. This is Mindy's best friend. And this is also for the Valentine's Day one. It's another reason why I don't really focus on them because they aren't my characters. But I've kind of stepped away from that boundary and just being like, yeah, I'll make a story with them. Why not? They're not one of them, though. They don't have a story. They kind of just showed up. So yeah, It's not like Shade or Mason who have stories. Uh-oh. So contagious. I don't think I can wait. People over to talk to you. I do not know what I should say. Just I walk out in silence. That's when I start to realize what you bring to my life. Damn, it's like making me cry. It's so contagious. I cannot get it out of my mind. It's so outrageous. You make me feel so high all the time. There's like 200 entries on here, I think. I eventually need to show him off on the channel. He's not showcased. It was actually supposed to be a year apart from I'm Gonna Show You. So that's Mindy's backstory. But once again, this is the Valentine's Day ball. They are fine. Obviously Mindy is a bit crazy. She's best friends with Ghost Girl. She actually was taken away from her family, and she was taken away from her best friend. Little did she know, her best friend died. And became a ghost. And then she became vengeful, and then she became a psycho. And now she's a depressed psycho. No, I can't believe these stories are real too, guys. Zave and Roxanne. I used the song Roxanne in Community for her, just to do the complete opposite, since Roxanne's definitely not, like that. They've been considered, Nazae's actually technically been around Roxanne for a while, but he never really had a design until that video. So, yeah. Oh boy. Time of our lives. Now, y'all know how I mentioned about Star? Well, here's Star now. Do I even need to say anything about Star and Zagan's quote-unquote relationship? You know, I could recommend a very good song that just came out if you want to know about them. It pretty much sums up. Anyways. Yeah. It's really hard to even call it like a relationship. It's something as a relationship. But yeah. You know, it's actually good that he has a name now, and I don't have to refer to him as something else. I mean, I could do what LF does and call him something else too. It's better than using his quote-unquote title. He's been a thing since the beginning of Star's story. He never had a name though. And for some reason I got brave and added her to the channel, so I had to include him. We've entered the numbers. Cool. So this is number 11, and this is number 15. One has name, one does not. Y'all actually voted on the design for number 15. I guess showed you 2 designs. I showed you this one, which kind of decided the personality of it, and you chose the more of the bitchy character. I think the other book was way more unique, but she has a slight crush on him, but does not reciprocate. Mostly because of another thing. No, there's Stormy. There's Wedrick. Not much to say about them. They're cool. I will put them above these 2. There's what that could be. Yeah, I wonder. Oh, poor Indy. Forever be destined to be single. Indy has a crush on Zodiac, and she also has a crush on Scar, which we'll see later. No. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think I considered her for Zodiac. I just kind of find it funny that there's this girl that's just friends with both of them, and she has a crush and she just can't. She can't have either of them. But she loved to piss off Blaze. And she also pissed off Lucy. Because she would lay next to Scar and stuff. And Lucy's very jealous. But now they're best friends. Aiden and Phoebe, the characters of My December. I've yet to redo that. Yeah, they're not fully together, but they're a high one. They're also 2018, 2019. They debuted it. It wasn't. I don't know if they were the main characters of Killer in the Mirror. Oh, there's Slimehead. I don't know why in the thing he's just called Slimehead. I think that's what Lemon calls him. The character Lemon, not my friend. I'm glad Lemon isn't here. That'd be a bit confusing, even though she knows about these characters. They're implied. Oh boy! Another heavy hitter on the channel. So this is Failure in The Girl's Error. Her original name is... I mean, we'll be getting to her in Amazing Chef. I mean, I agree. We'll be getting to her original name because she's right there. I love working on videos with these two. I will say they are definitely more the dark romance type, and they aren't for everyone. They are not siblings, they are not cousins, they are not related. I don't want to fucking hear it. They wouldn't say with the same color scheme. They don't look like this originally. They actually look less identical now, but in Animal, they definitely look identical. But the thing is, they're insane. And characters either went insane with black and another color, or I think it's actually due to, if I remember correctly, it's how they went insane. So Error and Failure went insane the same way. Which also means when Moonlight goes slightly insane and goes black and white like crazy hair, that means she's also going insane the same way that Error and Failure. Meaning they were cyclically broken down. So there's a little detail for you. Mindy went insane because she was torn away from her family and tortured. I don't remember how Emma went insane. But Failure and Error went insane because they were mentally just fucking broke down into a psychotic break. So it kind of can relate. um, now they are technically together now, so I don't need to put them here anymore. I can put them up here. Now they are a little toxic, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's the nature of the story, you know? Nature of the story. They are one of my favorites from the 2019 era. Why they appeared in the Eileen Mason story, I don't got a fucking clue. Sometimes I don't know what I was thinking. It's like, oh yes, Ellie fucking goes insane, so she checks herself into a mental institution, and then there's just these two in there. Also the werecat who attacked, well, that one didn't attack, but the species itself attacked, I think, Ellie? Or maybe Eileen? I forget who the werecat attacked, but yeah, I don't know, and then there's Perfume, who obviously went insane. Yeah. They're up here. They're actually one of the ones who actually got a bit of a happy ending. They definitely win. Now, how did they end up in a mental institution after leaving their facility? You know? They escaped, and apparently they didn't choose the right path, because they ended up in a mental institution. Together. And then they just became, instead of inseparable, they became, keep these two fucking separate. And then Failure just kept hanging around Error and fucking letting her escape. Which is hilarious, because they started out escaping together, and now it's fucking Failure stopping Error from being a nuisance. They're fun. They're really fucking fun. What is not fun is this. The reason why Error. So, Error's original name, unlike Failure, which is actually his name. I said this before, his parents didn't think he was going to amount to anything. He is a demon. Which makes me wonder what the fuck his fate is. If he wasn't going to amount to anything to be called fucking Failure. Maybe he's just meant to fail at things. I think he succeeded pretty well. So, Era's original name is Sage, and she is a weapon. Her eyes are a weapon. In the town, people were scared of her. She met a guy that wasn't afraid of her. Turns out he was just using her. Put her in a facility, tortured her, and all kinds of things. She met Failure, they escaped, blah blah. Obviously no, this would not happen again. She would kill him. Same with this. Or rather, Failure would kill him, and Error would kill her. Same thing. I don't remember her name. I know he said. I don't remember her name. Astri, and I don't know your name. I don't think you have a name. You're just known as the best friend. This was a joke because Astri didn't want to fight somebody because some guy was hitting on her, so she's just like, it's just an inside joke. But once again, they were just best friends. It was just kind of funny. This wasn't here originally. I added this because I thought it was funny. In All Falls Down, Indy wonders why Lucy's telling her about her fate. And so she's like, I'm not a part of your fate, am I? It's like, no. It's like, oh, then why are you telling me then? It's like, I don't know, I trust you. Because they're not really supposed to tell other demons unless they involve each other in their fate. So, Indy doesn't, Indy can't tell Lucy technically what her fate is. But Lucy's like, fuck that rule, I'm just gonna tell you. So, this is why this is here. and they look very unimpressed because honestly, that would never happen. Eventually I will show the video that I made for them that are, I have to remake it, obviously, it's gone. Of them literally hating each other, but then now they're best friends. They are very good friends and they live together. They kick Scar out. That Scar moved out right now. He's at Roxanne's vacation house. They are just horrible. It's like, they are just horrible. Oh. Gray and Twilight. They have a daughter. Her name's Starlight. Twilight's... kick the demon out. Yeah, she's dead, so... They were fiancés. They were supposed to get married. They fought in the war together. Well, not exactly a specific war. They were scouts. When they were called off, when things were calm, they started seeing each other. And then when they went back to scout in the battlefield, that is when they were officially together. Twilight! Twilight is also Moonlight's, one of Moonlight's oldest sisters. She is the oldest dead sister. Yeah. It's a little sad, but Gray takes good care of Starlight. And I mean, Twilight did go out doing what she wanted to do, which was fight. She didn't want to give in, no matter what. I mean, she wanted to start a family after the fight was over, but she was determined to fight until her death. Which also, a little known fact is, because of her fighting while she was pregnant and stuff, Twilight actually gave Starlight the rest of her remaining life, which actually sped up Starlight's age a little bit, because she wasn't gonna make it. Because you're not supposed to fight when you're with the child. So she actually destroyed her own life and slightly her daughter's life, just wanting to be something. So, which Gray tried to stop her, but she couldn't. She's a very stubborn angel. So, yeah. So that's why in the story, Starlight's a little bit older than like Melanie, when they would really be around the same age. And they also live in a different realm, I'm pretty sure. Or did live in a different realm. And that's why she's also a brother. But her life got sped up a tiny bit. So she skipped being a baby, basically. Gia and Sapphire. Yeah, they're just horrible people, but Gia is Moonlight's ex-friend, and Sapphire is a girlfriend. They suck. Gia sucks. Not much to say about them, to be honest. Jackson and Meadow, that would not happen. That's a more off-channel thing, where Jackson is Lil's ex, and he joined a band and tries to get with the lead singer, but she likes the drummer. You guys, I feel like I talk about you every fucking year. I love. So this is Hayes, and this is known as the detective. They have a 13 or 15 long video of 3-4 songs that I cannot show. So they have a whole story that I did right before YouTube, how I learned lip syncing and everything, that I cannot show you. Because I have to either remake it or find a way how to fucking use it. And you know how much that ticks me off? That they are not on the channel whatsoever, other than in the sub-special where they show up briefly. It drives me crazy. Hayes is a psychopath, and the detective is obviously a detective. He's an investigator on crime scenes and stuff. And somehow he gets himself involved with a crazed psychopath and starts dating her. I'm not gonna say they're the most healthy thing, because she is out of her fucking mind. But you might be seeing them this year. I have found a song that I think would fit Hayes very well with the... Now, I can't show you the original videos, but I have found a way to include them onto the channel, fucking finally. So, I think it should be interesting. I can't give you a specific month. This song is distracting me. Hold up. But I'm very glad that I might be able to show them on the channel. They are really fun. They were my last story before I switched over to Gacha Club. And god, their Gacha Club designs were horrible. We don't talk about them. I did a whole music video with them too, on Gacha Club. I said it before that I kind of struggled getting into Gacha Club to make music videos, especially design-wise. I don't have that file anymore, obviously. I don't have any of those files. But I learned lip syncing on the second video that I did for Hayes. And I did this whole thing and I never showed anybody. And I've been waiting for a way to either feel like I can remake it, or, you know, be able to show it on the channel somehow. So there's your update on fucking Hayes the detective. Drives me crazy, I swear. And her design is also really fucking hard. I struggled a lot on revamping her design. I finally found one I liked, which is like this muted blue. And her weapon of choice is an axe. That is what you need to know about her. She is my character. Love and South. They're up here. Lilith was a red demon. No, she was a fallen angel. Then she became a demon. She was my first demon, actually. Because this was before Millie was introduced to me. Millie was introduced. Lilith was pretty much exiled from the group because of her being a fallen angel to a demon. And then Millie showed that she was a demon. She's like, well, if you exile her, you gotta exile me too. And then eventually they just accepted them to be a demon. Millie is a blue/purple demon. Lilith is a red/white demon. She's also a hybrid. She is a certain wolf hybrid. Thanks to a certain mission that her and Lily went on to save... What was it? It was... I can't believe... It's weird that I even remember this, but it was on call. And her whole thing was to... by helping a cursed girl who was like, every time she talked, she would be singing. We'll be actually seeing her on here, I think. Her name is Madeline. She's a cursed girl who's cursed to just always sing. So she got her curse broken. And somehow that turned Lily into a Ruby hybrid. And that turned Lilith into a wolf hybrid. I mean, they're fine. They're just... I wouldn't say they're the greatest people ever. I'll leave them up here. They're fine. They're just not that great people to their fucking daughter. Which that's Moonlight's parents, by the way. Moonlight, Twilight, Midnight, not me, and Starbit and Stara. Bottom top, stop at the core, forgotten in the middle of my thoughts. Take it far from my safety, pictures there. The memory will escape me, but why should I care? At the core, forgotten. Take it far from my safety. The memory will escape me, but why should I care? It's so dark you can't see the end. Sky's cocked by shock, you can't defend. Rain and sense dripping. A silly question, forced to power of suggestion. From the eyes cut and dust and rotten dust. Small flag of life led to floor. And the eyes ease open and it's dark again. Sorry. Back to Alfie. Yuki and Axe. This is the newer one. Not that new now. Yuki is like 3 years old being a character, I'm pretty sure. If you know their story, well, they're up here. Yuki, to break it down, Yuki was ill. Sax made a deal with creatures known as the Blackouts to save her, but basically told him that he could turn into one of them. So she had to banish him. There's Snowy's person that she's with. The memory will escape. Nicole's so bad that they turn. She turns these girls straight. Because anyone Nicole's pretty much dated went on to date a man, so it's pretty funny. Nicole, you're that bad. They're fine. Lemon has a weird fascination with Snowy. Anytime we talk about videos and stuff, she's always asking, "Where's Snowy? Where's Snowy? I want to see Snowy." I'm like, I don't know. Snowy's not that interesting. I mean, she's pretty, like she's cute. But you will see Snowy when the Hulk shows up. Thought back. Thought back. This was an number 2. No, that never happened. Petal and Molly. This would, I guess, be the closest to a friend becoming something more other than like the other two. Petal has a crush on Molly, and when Nicole and Molly broke up, she was around a lot, and thinks she deserves much better than Nicole. That has been considered. I can't really say much else. I know that's still a plot line, but can't say much. Oh. The one you sold to fool the world. Alright. So, I completely forgot that she's a character. So today, I had to make her. Because, funny enough, she's not in the image. She is not in that image. So, fake it, yep. So follow me down and just... So, this is Mason, obviously, and this is another pink brat that does not have a name. So you might be wondering, how did I get the name Pearl to be other than the fact that she wears a lot of pearls. Um, there is an image of my friend's studio where it just shows her with a name. And sometimes that's how I figure out these characters' names. Sometimes she didn't even tell me. So I just went by that. But she does have a character called Pearl, so I just put the 2 L's on there to distinguish. But technically this character also just doesn't have a name. And this is Mason's childhood best friend. But then they dated for a while, and then she just changed and ditched him. So that would not happen again. That would be up here. Like I'm saying, like I'm just the parallels. The parallels with this story, with the main story, is pretty funny to me. It's just like we repeated. Red, purple, pink, but that happened twice. Except the difference is, I think Petty's design actually looks pretty good. I hate Pearl's design, just because of her eyes, really. Because she's just meant to be a bitch and a brat and everything else. I think Petty actually looks good. So, she actually looks pretty well. Pearl just looks like a bitch. So, same amount. Not happening again. Yeah. But somehow, so if I had a penny for every time me and my friends have created a story where it's a red OC and a purple female OC color scheme, which the red OC used to date a pink colored OC, I would have 2 pennies. And that's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Here's the other part of that story. That would never happen again. Oh, there's another one of Nicole's exes, which is, her name is Silk. And that would never happen again, because Nicole hates her. And then here's the most latest, which is Maddie and Famous. This would not happen again, because Maddie is dating someone else, and Maddie does not like Nicole, and she just wants to make her life hell. We're moving through Christy and Clary. Christy is mean, and Clary had a crush on her, but obviously Christy wanted nothing to do with her. I don't know if I would ever bring this to the story or not, but for Clary's sake, no. We will be revisiting that soon. There's one more entry on that. These characters weren't welcome. I don't really have much to say about them. They were just background characters that are old characters redone. Somehow I remember their names, but I don't remember fucking Valerie's name. It's the other characters of... I need to put my phone on charge. I was a bit of a jerk to Hikari. Which, interesting that people took Hikari's stance on that. When Hikari's just supposed to be the obsessed parasocial fan. So I don't know if I really agree with that. Should he have blasted her on live television? No. But I think she took it too sensitive. Like, to think she had a chance on it. It's like, it is a little too parasocial. So it's interesting that people actually took her side on that one. Because they were in paparazzi. To the kingdom of summer. Riding a bark. This was kind of hinted at, but I changed it last minute. So it would not happen. I've thought about this. Just as like a dynamic. Considered at one point, don't know if I would do that now. I kind of like Vanny as a single. But they'd probably be friends. There's Hikari and there's Kay. That would not happen. Hikari is a fucking dreamer. Got her head in the clouds. Summer and Flash. Summer is Lilith's actual sister. Myrtle is her half sister. So this is Lilith's sister. She does not like Myrtle. Nor does she like Lilith, because they didn't get along. Mostly because Flash tried to date Lilith before her current boyfriend came into the picture. I got that insane look. I don't know if they are together. No, but it probably would have. Summer's not very. There's Lilith's. Background characters: the Calico and the Fox. Kinda fine. They're background characters or something. This would not happen. Lilith declined this. Despite her crushing on her sister's boyfriend. She declined it. She's a good sister. The boy she's with is just not loyal. Anyway. Ooh. Katniss! So if you ever wonder why Katniss has a little bit more red to her than she is completely like a magenta or like pinkish demon. Scar's the reason that they dated. For like a day. Katniss fell so much in love that her fucking demon color changed to half red. And Scar threw her aside basically. So, that would not happen again. They're just friends now. Now, Katniss would love for it to happen again. No. Just, no. I'm not allowed to say certain things. Blah! Another heavy hitter. Blaze and Zodiac. They are currently broken up, but it probably would happen again. Because Zodiac is weak. That's about it.
Try to tell me what I shouldn't do. You should know by now. I won't listen to you. Walk around with my hands up in the air. 'Cause I don't
back to let's freak out, let it go. I wasn't gonna freak out. Okay. So, Cordy and Meadow. I was talking about Meadow earlier, right there. They're not together. They were never together in the story. I don't remember who Meadow was. I know sometimes, some of the characters I would just show them to my friend and include them in the story. Same with her. But I don't remember if Meadow was one of those characters or not. But she's part of the band. And they're shown in Welcome. Well, we know this would not happen again. Yes!
Freak out, let it go. Gonna freak out, let it go.
Ah, inside joke here. Skylar and the Witchy. This is, I'd say this is an inside joke, and it literally is. It was an inside joke between one of my friends. This was never in the question. Mostly just due to the fact that it'd be, well, one, it's Hex's, Witchy is Hex's cousin, so it'd be kind of awkward to, the song I picked for Witchy, I picked it for a very specific reason. One, it was slightly a request. Two, I'm getting a headache, fuck. I have to reach over and get my Motrin. People in the community were using it, and they were using it as like a lesbian anthem, to put it simply. And there is nothing wrong with that, except the song's about being a witch. It's like, it's not, that's not meant to be the focus of the song. It's literally meant to be, the song is about being a witch, so. I feel like if I did that, it would really go against why I picked that song in the first place. So it's just kind of an inside joke. But obviously the characters play into it in the story, which is funny. Oh. There's these two. They're actually finally official. And they're fine. They're solid. I won't say too much about them, but they did have a video. There's the original. That would never happen. Here's something that was actually implied in the story. This girl does not have a name, but this is Eve. And Eve, which we will be getting to, has a certain crush on somebody. This is her friend, or somebody that was in the shop of the Bone Ice Cream shop. And she just kind of chewed bubblegum, but she was very worried about Eve when things went haywire. Like, Like everyone else was worried about the person getting hurt, and fucking Rouge here was worried about Eve, and they blushed around each other. So it was kind of implied that she does. So this, on the other hand, I am not used to hearing the song. Thank you for that has been considered, and I fine with that. I think that's fine. Probably do it. Probably. For while the song is playing, this is some soldiers, like one of their big hits. They like play this a lot and contribute this to a lot of their. But also, it was between this or Isolate that I was gonna go with for Midnight Song. In Isolate X Invisible, I hadn't figured out whether I wanted Scar to be invisible yet, but I was in between Thank You for Hating Me or Isolate. The person I asked to about the idea, they said Isolate, so I went with Isolate, and I think that was the greatest choice. But it also just meant they didn't want Moonlight to heal. Chris and Lisa. In the story, Zia would always complain about Lisa posting something. Call her a green lizard. It's like, ugh, that green lizard posted again, and Pamela would like go back and forth, like, oh no, she didn't. They're like just social media demons. That they're what they are. They're just that character. But Zia's very fun. And Scar would get so pissed off at like Zia because he lived like room right next to her, so he would just constantly hear her and her boyfriend fight all the fucking time. And he would get pissed off and just walk out. Because he roomed with Isadora. And then he went back to live in his house in the castle, basically. And then he moved out of the realm completely. But actually, then he roomed with before he went back to stayed at the castle. He roomed with Zodiac because he wanted to get away from Zia. This was in the Messenger, I believe. This was just an inside thing that one of the characters said. The video that it's originally... I don't remember the original one that Sky showed up in, but his name is Sky. He shows up in Bedroom Ceiling too. No, see ya. So, his friends just kind of picked on him, that's why. But he's in Bedroom Ceiling, I believe, and he's like, why do I always find you crying? It's like, when I run into, why are you always crying? So it was just a cute interaction. Indy and Scar, it would not happen. Sorry, Indy really gets like the short end of the stick. Felt it. Nihilix and his demon. His demon girl. After hitting on Skylar. A red demon, actually. I usually keep demons or some slight connection to demons together. Mostly because of the dark fact that they could once be separated forever. So I either turn them into a demon or have something, or keep them just demons as demons. But they're fine. They're not seen at all, pretty much. But they're known of, I guess. So he stopped flirting with Skylar. Mostly because his best friend would have killed him. Hex would have murdered him. Zodiac and Jokesy, his rebounds after Blaze. So they mutually ended it. Or so it says. I don't know if I want to go the direction of it was mutually ended and they just never, or they start talking shit. Because they do have a song that kind of works for that, so I don't know, but obviously it wouldn't happen again. They mutually ended it. This isn't necessarily ordered. Just a little bit. Tonic and Ruby! Once again, Valentine's Day ball. Sister of Mindy. Mindy did not like hearing that her sister had a boyfriend, even though she had a boyfriend. She was very not happy about that. Ruby is a Ruby hybrid, but she's also insane, and she's a bunny rabbit now. She wasn't a bunny rabbit before, but Tonic is also a bunny rabbit. So, that's how she became a bunny rabbit. They've been together for a while. Mindy's also the first character that cries blood, by the way. I always forget to mention that. Mindy is actually the first character who cries blood. Then obviously Moonlight's the second. She really put it into motion, but Mindy actually cries blood. Because when they left the asylum, she was laying on a chair or something, and she started crying blood. Now we don't know if it's the same reason for Moonlight, but obviously not. She's not a Galaxy Angel, but yeah. And Huna. So Huna, or Haley, is actually Phoenix's younger sister, I believe. And they have a older brother too. But Huna was kind of forgotten about, which is funny because Huna's just like Mia. I made a character that looks similar to Haley, so all those years later. So I just decided to make it the same character. So she's also known as the Rose Killer, so she's slightly insane. Her friend over here is, which you guys shut down on a poll, that if she have a love interest or not, so they're just friends. So, they were shut down, which is fine. Now to sit here for like 8 minutes in silence. Shade's parents. No, wait, no, it's not. It's his dad and his stepmom. Yeah, they're fine. I said it before, but Shade's mom is obviously lost. Has passed on, so their dad remarried to this woman. And all the other, except for I think Sophie. I don't think Sophie does, but Shara and Aaron and Shade's other brother consider this their mom. So Shade never moved on, so he doesn't consider her his mom, because obviously his is gone, and he misses her so bad. And he's gonna have a interesting time when he remembers that she actually like spoke to him in the mind trials, you know? He might just break down and cry. Oh, this is Cinnabunny's parents. Not much to say about them. Oh, Scar's gonna murder someone. Isabella and Darkness. Isabella's first relationship. It did not go so well. It would never happen again. It is unclear of what happened, but um, Scar would kill Darkness if he ever found out. Let's just say that much. Here's an instance of something that should never be fucking happening in my comment section. I never want to see this. Like, genuinely. No. I literally never want to see this. So we're at the first fuck no. Not in a million years. The reason why this is paired is because of the if this was on any other channel, I am 100% sure that somebody would do this pairing because it's an emotionless black and white girl mixed with a overly emotional type who's more colorful and tries to become her friend and stuff. People have done that to death, so I know that would be a thing. But on this channel, fuck no. I'm not about that. Just like I'm not about some of these other stories. Um, I said on my community tab, but there really has, to me at least, feels like there's been a loss in girl characters just having a girl best friend. It feels like they're always being paired with them. I'd say the same for like girls having like a guy best friend or whatever, but I've seen less uptake in that. I've seen mostly just a girl dating a guy, then the girl best friend um, has a crush on the girl. She goes through a horrible relationship and then she gets with the girl. So it just feels very. It feels very forced upon instead of just like a clever story. Like, it's why I avoid it to begin with, and why I stepped away from including a lot of like different dynamics. I generally just like the male to female dynamic. It's why I do it. I focused a lot on like friendships and stuff like for years on end. In recent years, I focus more on couples, but I've gone back to the best friend, and I've definitely explored the fucking loneliness character in many different directions, and I still do. That's not because I'm a lonely person or anything. I'm not self-projecting. Don't ever think that. No, I don't self-project in my stories really, and if I do, you never know because I don't give that out. So, but some of them are kind of based off of my experiences and things, but not most of them, just a few. But I'm usually upfront about which ones are and which ones aren't. Um, yeah, so it's just I don't want to see something like this. Oh, there's Eve. This would not happen because Scar's unfortunately loyal. He's not that loyal, but he is slightly loyal. Now he doesn't like Eve. There's Shade's parents. They're up here. Because obviously Shade's mom is passed on. Unfortunately. Yeah, for the rumors and shit that go around about Scar like in the demon realm for being a demon and like being very flirtatious or whatever. He really, besides Moonlight, he doesn't cheat at all. He doesn't play games with any other demon. He's actually very considerate of Lucy. The demons just twist things. But unfortunately for you, Scar's actually loyal. Except when it comes to Moonlight, then it's... Yeah, besides Moon, yeah. Moon doesn't count. Moon is his crush. Moon is his forever crush. She don't count. he's like, well, it's like, what about seeing the film? I was like, she doesn't count. Like, she's my crush. I was crushing on her way before I met Lucy. That's not true. He met Lucy first, before they got close. He was chasing me like way before they became a thing. So just like, yes, no, she don't count. It's like, okay, besides her. Scar's loophole. Characters in Not Afraid to Fight. They're fine. Don't really have much to say about them. Ugh. So people hate this. I say it every time that these two come up. People hate this. They despise this. I don't blame them. Jane is awful. But unfortunately, they're kind of in this position. Like, Isabel technically can leave, but she also can't. She has to follow her fate. In the next video, you will be seeing why Jane is just kind of a bitch. And we lose the first love. Yeah. So you will be seeing them because main story is up next. Kind of early for me to be saying that, but main story is. Now, who's what? No, I'm kidding. So Star's situation is much fucking worse. Yeah. We'll be talking more about Isabel further when we get into it, because she shows up again. I think she showed up 2 more times. It'll be... The funny thing is about Katniss and Scar, it is, Katniss didn't lose to Lucy. Katniss lost to Moonlight. Scar started slightly dating Katniss and being official. And then he saw Moonlight and he said, fuck her. And he just started to go after Moonlight. Then Lucy came into the picture. So Lucy's not even second, Lucy's third. Moonlight's first, Katniss is second, and Lucy was third. But Katniss didn't get very far. She got like, I don't know, a week? Or a day? I don't remember. He was just like, I don't have feelings for you anymore. He's just like, she's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? I thought this was mutual. It's like, it was at first. So Katniss has a seething rage and annoyance for Moonlight. At one point, the demons even like spied on her just to see where the fuck he would go. She was very pissed off. Because she thought she lost to Lucy. Just like, oh yeah, Lucy has a crush. Like, oh, that's fine. She's like, no. It's like, oh, well, I can still be your girl best friend, right? It's like, no. Katniss, you lost to Moonlight twice. Because she's his best friend. And you're not. Creepy. Yeah. Little obsessive. But he is their leader, so if your leader's being shady, you probably want to know it, so. But yeah, Katniss, Blaze, all of them want her Moonlight dead. Because they believe she stole their leader, which... No, that's not true. Scar's just, you know, Scar. Anyway, Darkness and Aura. This will never happen again. Also space some of these out, so they're not as like spaced together as they once were. Like Scar had a lot of pairings, and like Darkness also has a lot of pairings. Same with the Hex. We haven't gotten to them yet. I just spread them out a bit more. Yeah. This will never happen again because he's a jerk. Aura's actually really good friends with And they are just friends, which we will be getting to their pairing eventually. Yep, right there. Liliana, Chris. Now, I said this before, but I'd be lying if I said this wouldn't happen again. But I also said this before. I really like Liliana's design. She's also just like kind of a throwaway character, but for before he cheats. But I just decided to keep her. I've remade her, obviously, and now I have her. Cheater! Yeah, he's a cheater. Look. But the thing is, he would leave Lisa to go date Liliana. Liliana would fucking probably up and leave because she's not serious in relationships really, neither is he. And it'd just be back and forth. Darkness and Windy. Considered, I guess. Alright, how much to say about that? Pinky and Luke. There's the ghost girl of the pairing of Greya. There's Greya and Pinky, and then there's Stormy and Ghost Girl. Nice show. They're both light angels. Well, I think Pinky is a love angel, I think. And I'm pretty sure, I know Luke is a light angel. I don't remember if Pinky is a light angel or a love angel. I didn't remember, but something like that. Like Lilith is back. Don't think I ever actually dated, so no. Alexa's sister would not like that. Misunderstanding. I need to do a video with Leah again. I need Leah to show up in Scar's life. Because they're a perfect example of just friend that literally is a misunderstanding. Scar has a lot of... Scar gets along better with girls than he does guys. That's why he only has like Zodiac as his close guy friends. And then he knows about like he's somewhat friends with like Failure or the others, but and Hex. But he really gets along with the girls. Mostly because they fall in love with him. But either way. Even my, like I said before, even my viewers like mistook this one because she was laying next to him in the demon realm. But she's a white demon, so he protects her. So there's not much else to it. Why does he protect a white demon? Stops her from getting killed. So he kind of got... Probably a good thing he protects her, because now he's a white demon, so he knows what it's like to be exiled. Stops Leah getting thrown into the dungeon a lot. I put on here because a reference to Twin. Once again, so also I added this one, so that's why they look smaller. Some of these are gonna look smaller because I don't know the ratio of these originals. I think I figured out like near the end when I was doing like updated ones, but it don't matter. Zoe and Roxy are just best friends. It's just another one of those things of just it's what people would parrot in the community, but this isn't the community. This is my channel, and I don't do that, so. Because I can kind of see how people could take that video and think it's... Especially with how things have shifted, so I'm just here to put it on here saying, no, they're just best friends. Well, currently they're ex-best friends, but I I will do a follow-up video with them eventually. And I will eventually do a tier list showcasing like all the best friends on the channel, because there are a lot. And I think that would be fun. But I have to get the couples out of the way because I've done this 2 years in a row and I've yet to save the fucking thing. So, yeah. Roxy and Zoe are also other ones that I made during when I was spinning the wheel making characters. I put a lot of characters on the wheel and spin it, and whichever landed on I would pick up an image and recreate them and see what people thought. Zia and Zodiac. Now this would never actually be like a thing. They're best friends, but they would never actually be something serious. Because they would never want to break each other's hearts and they're both I have slightly considered it, but it wouldn't be anything serious. They respect each other. It would just be... I heard this song earlier and it still catches me off guard. I was listening to music a lot earlier, so a lot of these songs I've heard just... Am I expecting them to play again? Part of me just wants to be like, ah, skip. I'm like, wait. No, I heard this off stream. But yeah, I wouldn't say... I think if anything it'd be a fun thing to do before they got with different people or whatever, or when Zodiac and Blaze were having issues. But obviously they're not. They are just friends, just like kind of Scar, Zodiac, and Zia are the trio. There's Aura. They're also just friends. She's just very flirtatious. And Amira, fuck off. Fuck off, Amira. And you too, Strawberry. Strawberry Grace. Fuck off. Ani's parents. Moving on. Czech in Cheshire. Now there's 2 places for it to go. Would it happen again or would it not? It would probably most definitely happen again, unfortunately. Cheshire cannot seem to break that bond, so... it probably would happen again. This was thought by the viewers that Yuki likes Shade, but as we established before, her love is right here. She had to let go. So I'm not gonna say that she doesn't like... I'm never gonna confirm or deny whether she actually likes him or not, but she banished her love, so that's where her heart lies. So, where do we put it? We put it in undecided. And leave it at that. Finally, oh god, high poison. Finally we get to Hex, one of Hex's pairings. Also some pairings I fucking hate coming up. Bro, my audio is going in and out. Oof. You missed your favorite cup. Hex and Mytho. I don't know. I don't think new? Mytha. She's the Celestial in the Adrenaline video where Skylar fights. I might have been here, I don't know. Because she's like a goddess type character, so I think it's funny to see like Hex like flirt with her or whatever, but I wouldn't say that Mytha's really into him. So ugh. Ah. This is terrifying. Finally, I'm able to actually talk about this one. So this is Poison. If you've seen the video Teddy Bear, you know this guy is, or I Can't Decide, or anything else. You would know, they are no. Really? 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 Okay. We have quite a bit to go. Always words that don't exist. If you've seen any of those videos, you would know he's a bit of a psychopath. So it would obviously be they never actually like dated, so it would just be in this category for sure. And I'm gonna wait for the thing to. So I need to repeat what I said, probably. All these words that don't exist. I'm on my deathbed and no one knows. Just somebody in a crack like cover. I'll be here writing all my list. All these words that don't exist. I'm surprised my friend hasn't called court on this guy. Tabot viewers, how y'all doing? You doing well? I hope so. I'm doing okay. As okay as I'm gonna be. But I won't get into that. If you want to know more, just watch the other stream. It's unlisted, but it is in the playlist. So if you know the stream playlist, you can just go check there. I ramble a bit. I also listen to music slightly, but I do ramble for quite a bit. Somehow we are almost 3 hours long, basically. So I don't know how many playbacks is like on this stream. 73. What? Okay, anyway. Or not. Yeah, it is taking a long time. It's taking a very long time. Kinda run out of things to say. For people that don't know, because you can't see this in the VOD, my stream has a thing that says stream unavailable, stream suspended before policy reasons. It's just the copyright thing, so. Unless they changed it. And my stream just might be permanently gone. I don't know. I'm on my deathbed and no one knows. Just somebody crack the sky. All you hear written on my wrist. All these words that don't exist. I'm in a place you'll never find. So somebody wants to read my mind. Babs! No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I just not. Did they change it? Is the stream just like permanently gone?